social media ho be kire aba fonten ta fidie ni so woni mi ekoso e wo ho no ene na dwebre tie me adwo adempo me ni mapamfo e wo Ashanti Prime TV e binada bia eni ya wada bia wabra aboyume no nu wabra ye di dwumede onwaso bia to di Prime Trend ebre wo Prime Trend so ameni mapamfo ye besim konya ye de nsem a won say da na mfa wani ehu da egunsani ni ya bobo mu ni de no kra no ato ne da sansen pani say the ade ne da no one found to wa eya na free talk afen so wo Prime Trend so no ye be ma wakonya na so de wadwenkire aba eni kasem we sanso mu ni say Prime Trend jumedie mu no afa ba bi wo a obesiria enu nti na mse hia me adwo adempo many mapamfo e wo Ashanti Prime TV clock it.
Abushame mawache ema wakwaba eba Ashanti Prime TV. Jumedia yatu ni din Anopa Tutuutu so. Abusha eye morning show jumedia ye de brel. Aha ne yeka Ghana nsem, yeka amayosem, yeka school sem, yeka akwani ebedie ho nsem, yeka mrahye bedwam, yeka akwantempon ho nsem so. Yeka yaresabia ho nsem. Aha ne yeka Ghana ho nsem nyina. No kre wom, ya no kre nim. Baby antro ne da ye the evidence any fact ebe kama bom aya analysis ama wa obeti ase. Aha eya Ashanti Prime TV jumedia ya to ne din Anopa Tutuutu abusha me na me di jumedia ho chia me ye fa me Sam ba Ike jebre yeti Anopa Tutuutu abra aba no pa no num ekosi se nondu ebebo no morning show sonko anga na ina etie eya Anopa Tutuutu abusha for aha eya Ashanti Prime TV na woni say ye ka se Ashanti Prime TV dia na che se aha na no kre no ewo Odi Solomon Opokunye. Ye freduma ba fie de, ne be TV a obeka nsem papa a kire yen. No oba me yehunu no papa ekoso ewo wiase. Tisi ye pe TV papa ne tie nsem pa ewo kroyimu dia. Ye fanto ba biase Ashanti Prime TV. E wa na me hwele de bia entizo fa TV na to Ashanti Prime TV. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. We love you all. God bless you.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, ena no kware ne wo.
Edi nkomo ewo ya fiefiem. Enkwankwan ni ase. Ye dem ene empo yesukum. San nkomodie we ne ye de ba TV so. Na ya ba be di nkomo. Twhwe we eni direction bia. Eye nkomo na ye di. Eye asem ana ye ka. Ye ekoso ewo abrabom. Ebe kan politics kakra, ebe kan religion kakra, ebe kan entertainment kakra. Ene de akanyina e wo se ye. So we nyuntuni, so what talent be a yebe from na yetumi ene wedding komo near so e de aka ho jumadi ya mi bo ho de ru a kire we e the pod show. The pod show a social discussion a ye ba behwe near ya tackle societal problems, challenges nipa ewo masitenem. Pod show is a public discussion space, social challenges, a platform that gives voices to everyone. I mean everyone, right? Na yendi ani eni din komo na sasa shen bi a matino din wachiku ho no eho mebusa won sama wani na so se mebusa eho ana dey expose eho ana betre se wachiku ho enti kame ho na hwe me solo base na yendi jumadi we efia da bia 5 p.m. Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha na nakware no wo the show me no mi no nkomodi that's
Asante your mind. Ne senti na Ashanti Prime TV. Edi jumedie waso sonko bi eba so. Ne ato ne din say Spotlight Hub. Any trending issue. Me wasonfo. Genial Diamond. And am di jumedie eba somo. Ejada bia. Eni wokuada bia. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Na jumedie shisha subutu. So ye up and coming musician, actor, actress, empo social media influencer. Don't hear ne say obefa number na e chego screen na se no. Friend, nani endin sa woswe. No be yedache enstroma. Spotlight Hub jumedie yisudie. Still release interview na se ehemu mpo a obetu. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, ena ne kre no. Ewo.
Action. Oh my God, I did share my science on what craba about ASHANTI Prime TV. So I feel break na insomnia bomu a yusuko. And Vice President Edemo my Ghana, a Professor Gina na Upuku. Ajimani ne ade akwa PM e wo krache e wo otimantem ne be okwa PM e wo honom no wokasa e de ato abontene say ade Ghana mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and afi nso NDC aban ni nyina mba omoye campaign e ya afi 2024 ene mo de tu ani mu se ombeye de amagana ade hye nyina obesesi obia enso na komam ni nya abotere ya ade aban no ebeye ne fefefe e de amatitiru se koba ne mpuntu nyuma nse mebe o se koso awo krache ya ade aban na ye krado so obeye e de amagana ade hye nyina no nse mu nyina ato abontene abra eye na krache wura awo timantemu wodi eye ne fishida and I say 25th anniversary bra edinisi akonya so wo hene e wo krachi crew.
And more importantly, of the dedicated service, leadership, and commitment to the progress and unity of the Krachi traditional area. Nana Krachiura, your 25 years on the stool demonstrates your resilience and the trust your people have placed in you. Congratulations. Nananom Chieftaincy remains one of the most enduring and revered institutions in our national life. It is deeply rooted in our history, culture, and identity. The role you continue to play in maintaining peace, resolving conflicts, and preserving our traditions, and as well as promoting development, cannot be overstated. The story of the Krachi traditional area, as we have heard, is one of your resilience and the trust your people have placed in you. Congratulations. Nananom Chieftaincy remains one of the most enduring and revered institutions in our national life. It is deeply rooted in our history, culture, and identity. The role you continue to play in maintaining peace, resolving conflicts, and preserving our traditions, and as well as promoting development, cannot be overstated. The story of the Krachi traditional area, as we have heard, is one of courage, unity, and historical significance. We continue to pursue policies and programs to improve infrastructure, enhance agricultural productivity, and expand access to education and health care. Government has also begun taking concrete steps to strengthen the institution of chieftaincy. The ongoing review aims to ensure that disputes are resolved more quickly and with greater finality. And more importantly, of the dedicated service, leadership, and commitment to the progress and unity of the Krachi traditional area. Nana Krachiura, your 25 years on the stool demonstrates your resilience and the trust your people have placed in you. Congratulations. Nananom Chieftaincy remains one of the most enduring and revered institutions in our national life. It is deeply rooted in our history, culture, and identity. The role you continue to play in maintaining peace, resolving conflicts, and preserving our traditions, and as well as promoting development, cannot be overstated. The story of the Krachi traditional area, as we have heard, is one of courage, unity, and historical significance. We continue to pursue policies and programs to improve infrastructure, enhance agricultural productivity, and expand access to education and health care. Government has also begun taking concrete steps to strengthen the institution of chieftaincy. The ongoing review aims
to akasi ene so ewe puye mantemu eyensa wo mukopiemu ewo honoma National Road Safety Authority impending for the Council Juju Media Shell so. I want to make to a shanka for say Mary Easter. Eddie anima Easter baby, I do be a ben agency. Oh, Brunia for Frona, Bentini, or ye, Juan or Pisica, Eddie go best. Said you manage the obeying so when they say what Pomudin and a won't and who here on my Ghana any names. Who call Utukan now, quarry years, a one no months or you on mousy. May Chebi and to me, the chair and who could you did we answer no so. Akwatina Kenny and Flamafa and his one word. I was so best say a yenima a bomb of by say a shanka for no one say and running in a Juma said a bear a year car quan swap when she be brave man of hominism. And no bet to me a brassy a Easter a dear.
I would like to acknowledge that the modernization effort of the CID headquarters, which serves as the next center for investigation, and it is worth mentioning that government is also considering the area of exchange programs aimed at personal development of the CID.
For yani MTTD, yani posi anasa security agencies are omuhiani immigration, and fire service, ambulance, and obibia ya no mo abetwetwe enkomo amomu nyina etuyefo adfa ya kwani ne akoban adwumadie hu akwaso jojo ene obibia la atuye hofo sanso so ena DVL nso so ene oma bebo adwuma yie pa esanse obi a woni license obi a wo renew sanso so ena obi a o upgrade nyina oma ye ni nyina e de aman replacement nyina oma ye ni nyina e de aman a ena driver fo no obibia oba ye bia nani age
de kan se won kwa ho ehia won kwa ho hia nti enenne yaba bepie mu ewo aha wo hwa ye ni GPRTU cooperative ani kuo enka ye bebre eye DVR ye wo sa driver fo bebre driver so many driver licenses adoba fo bebre eye kwan so mrampo ebi ewo ho a wo munnim saa ne ma wei ama enipa ewu ewo ya kwan so ye hwe bibi wa ha da biada Africa Road Accident Campaign Ambassadors National Road Safety Authority na wo hwe se won kwa ho ehia ye nti da bia IK TV de etaka ne se ye de se Ghana efiri nkokora ebesi mofra ye se won kwa ho ehia wonu nti na amenne ye di bepie mu nsawam esre se from ene aircraft wo driver ni onam ye kwan so atu mirika so adia ama adoba fuosu ye kum nipa efa so ye didi muro so driver ni ko kumase no awura twoba ebi kura sa akoto unity gu ye ni so driver ni si won de wantwa bi ontimi nidi waye se etwom no wasa didi amen no nso aguso no waye eyewo emre obeti asi kwa so a wo koro no wo kɔ na mframa fa na ni so a na nikum aba saa ne we di akwansi abante ye besre driver ni bia se wo kɔ lonjani a me ni aduane emu wodu
isawom drivers e pamcho we di amfa ncha ye kakra accident no monte so man is the way there from next week e kone there monte so man America tu no mo membra from omo amoso apetition ni tramo ya moda no omo nte so na Easter we bumfa accident ni ncha ye kakra because so kofi ye bro enyama ye hu o roadside kofi ye ntumi ndidi o yire be ye aduane esi wana nipa bi be aduane esi o kotena ntumi ndi hwe na wada ho na woko because woko hu moja bi na ade roadside wani nje hu ena de be ka ha de me bia ni de be ka ha bia onim de da nti ai say ye bo akira amamo keke obi anam a road science wo ho onim ni nyina eso disu on diso speed limit wo ho eso
Interior Minister Honorable Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka ene odi abasobodi esronko akọ ediama CIG boss COP lead ya akodonko ne nsem nyina ene se ya de onmunyamfe wo bone homode pan wo bambo adwumakuo no se ye nsem ne asi anase obi akodi enyamra nsem ne mfa nhwehwemu engu akwemu enchi nipa koro de ya ji a wo bone homode ye penti aban na bona baso se wo san so eje ne huan se won hwe no ndi ne dwumadi se de se na fatana abasobodi bebre ene beba na akwem.
I would like to acknowledge that the modernization effort of the CID headquarters, which serves as the next center for investigation, and it is worth mentioning that government is also considering the area of exchange programs aimed at personal development of the CID. I would also like to commend the CID administration for its collaboration with other security agencies, NGOs, and civil society organizations, as well as your foreign counterparts. Such collaborations have brought most of the successes we are counting today. Ladies and gentlemen, the initiatives on the construction of a modern multipurpose detention center at the CID headquarters by the Director General CID deserves a big commendation. Kudos to her and her able team. Let me add my voice to invited corporate institutions, philanthropists, and well-meaning Ghanaians that I've seen many of them here today. I want to take this opportunity to urge you to support us to finish this project in good time, because I'm told this is a dream that has bedeviled the police headquarters in the last 30 years. I want to assure you that definitely all of us will personally contribute and also ensure that government contributes to the completion of this very important project. As we say, policing these days is a shared responsibility. Inspector General of Police, I'm happy to announce government effort to complement your modernization effort in digital infrastructure upgrade and other logistic support. We are committed and working tirelessly to upgrade the fingerprint system and the fingerprint registration infrastructure, which is in place at the CID headquarters. Going forward, government is prioritizing further investment in artificial intelligence for criminal intelligence analysis, which will go a long way to help the police, especially the CID, in resolving or solving emerging complex crime within cyberspace. I would like to acknowledge that the modernization effort of the CID headquarters, which serves as the next center for investigation, and it is worth mentioning that government
concerned citizen. Omakasa ediato abontene say adia galamse no. Enfie bebre ni na aban abon ebon homadin bia so behwe atu ase ne so kame say service bebre ni nyina ya ye bregu esanse emra aban ne na agye krase wo si ano no sa bre no na amanfo nsu bu ni egu na sum atu galamse no eno wakasa so besere senka ne papa mu anka aban no declare state of emergency na nka mprempre no se wo to me krata wo ni to me krata obeja odwumadi nyina edi ato ho no na so wo hwe na wona wo tu fo magudi a wo ni to me krata no aban no emamra ne no won edi wia ansa na wona wo to me krata no kwa ya ba be hwe se wo to me krata na se krata ya di ama we ma ho kwan se wo to me tu fo magudi no ano kwa se ye no kre na wo tu wie krasa se na wo ja to ho no sa no dwuma be ene wo se wudi ede fa ho.
We can stop this illegalities that's going on in the forest. We want the political will from the government that you call the state of emergency. Yet, yes, we are not against mining, but we are against irresponsible mining. That is what is going on now in our system, and most of our rivers and lands are being destroyed. Even the forest itself are now going down. So what do we want? The African say, Abambe declared the state of emergency. Na enamsa kwanyane so. Ama yetimia training obi biara opese oye mining yenim say the youth na aba no manage say ombeye from agudie nwa adwuma no nya adwuma nska akra adena ban no encall so that these people within a space of 3 months no betimia training some crofona come and register. If you are interested to go into the mining, you can come register. Then the other estate agencies will train you, then they will empower you, give you concession, your licenses, then they will monitor your activities so that this distraction will not go on again. The Biagana was a CID and
in omo program omo ye omo first meeting omo decided so omo be training 30 monitors, smart monitors omo be share resources, natural resources na war omo communities ni muno omo monitor no more day a whole report any accountable aba said be ya illegalities bi wo bebia ya so betene intem na yetumi edi ho ejuma. Most of the time no there's a gap between illegalities na ekoso any reporting. Into these are community members from the communities who are within the various enclaves omobe making sure say illegalities na ekoso within omo areas na omo woman no omo hu omo first point of call no ebeye to organization now which is concerned citizens of Atiwa landscape, so that at the end of the day, your goal of seeking accountability, building transparency between actors within the extractive sector will be accomplished.
Former Chief Justice Mame Sofaye Kufene Wakasa Ediato Abontine so my Ghana was so be Pia Nimsia. Oba de nipa de ya de odi bia dom ye pa say ye gold any ho nkekaya akanen so gold afi na se minu asokra no ye hu kwan a ye be fa so a ye be hwe ne ye kura mu ye na so aba mfa so de am mining ti wo so obesere se aban hwe na won fa nyuma pa na sense ye pengu akrama ba beboa ma ye minerals ni nyina no daachi bia ni benya so mfa so na nya se ne ya ne ye di hu sika ama na asane nchirima ebe nyina so be hu se saa sei ena mpanifo atwa to wode ma ya yenso ye ba be fa so na etumi abonto be stress aban ne hwe na ye minerals no ndi hu nyuma se de be ya ehu sika na enkoba se ne ya ana se mprempren ya ne bedi awie
covering an area of 42.663 square kilometers in Ewoya, with virtually zero actual state participation and without any clear mandates for local processing and value addition. How do all these uphold the principles of greater sovereignty over natural resources? The IEA maintains that greater sovereignty over our natural resources and our mineral resources will remain a mirage. The mirage has been since colonial days, unless the state owns and controls the resource and engages private sector firms through service contracts to mine for the state. At all material times, ownership and control must remain in the hands of the Republic of Ghana for the benefit of the people of Ghana. It is only then that the state can leverage its control for national industrial transformation. Ownership creates opportunities for value addition, increased revenues, and expanded foreign exchange inflows, as well as secondary benefits including job creation, technology transfer, and community development. Royalties are becoming a thing of the past. The new global paradigm is an arrangement anchored on ownership, and several countries, including Chile, Botswana, Burkina Faso, have embraced this. These developments have shown and have proven that asserting sovereignty does not repel investment. Rather, it redefines the terms of engagement in favor of national development. They also show that Africans have woken up, and Ghana must join that awakening. In our country offers us, the country Ghana, a once-in-a-generation opportunity to reset the country's mineral resource governance framework once and for all, to assure outcomes that will be in the best interest of the most.
Now, was handsome Cronemu and I enkane Achiamino Norma Shibeja, Professor Aaron. Mike Okwe and so Casa editor Abontine say, Osusu say ye minerals and as a form of goodie and near honky kaya near more bad dear Ediacho mine Ghana quando was our buying share wunya investors and as a partners our beshen one Eddie Jumano. Said a bayer Babuana that she be and Chirimo more bannons so a baby who say, and I am penning for metrum wuno a far so edible a year or bad any poor diadum or mine who buying. Nti saa kwan na ne nso befa so de aboho ba ne moment ko ba se eye mprempren sika e benya de atwa yenum enti na yetu efom agudie e wo man Ghana mu hase.
The problem is still pinching us. From our research and everything, we see the danger and the volatile nature of our economy. And the fact that our raw materials at this juncture should be the answer. And then we say we are ready. In dreamland, we have to change the paradigm. In fact, we better make this a non-partisan matter. And I will respectfully even call for a national conference on Ghana's mineral resources. Where do we go from here? Very, very important. The Dubais that we are so envious of, is that how they give away their natural resources? Let this be clear. And our suffering will continue. The suffering which allows our people to be so woefully unemployed. The system which makes it possible for us to labor and yet we don't benefit maximally from our own natural resources. So let us have that conversation. But that is why we are demanding a national conference on natural resources. If you don't have the capacity, hire the capacity. Otherwise, you will remain here forever. You know one thing about local processing, local ownership, it allows your local people also to learn. This is the way that other countries have developed theirs. If you don't have capacity, you hire it. People are hiring top bankers as governors of their countries. And they pay them. But it doesn't make the bank theirs. That's the difference. The thing doesn't belong to you. You take payment, and at the appropriate time, you go your way. Meanwhile, while that man is working, there are 4 other nationals learning from him. We must learn some of these international practices which are taking place now. So as for know-how, you don't get it in a day. You hire and you study on the spot practically.
And I know how my Ghana yet high can be shame and a Burkina Faso penning for a casa elevator bonds and saying to say bedia so. Amayak o my Ghana yakrebi diabo my Ghana has said ya do the tabo atosua and yadia ebesibi nebesim pan yim prim a bechen yipa na e basa neman toast and whom be quatre. Oh my Ghana has a panuna namso amakupiemu a bono Easter. A year for one titiru anyone na a don't toast. Akasa edia to abontin is a hena bino, ambo who crea do moye crado. Some be don't toast pan, be a so my Ghana this year swinging addition in our so. Then so a year a mirror or the bone toast you said a bear and more Indiano. Ya dear running boy din ye pens go best and carbino, and be share no what in ruin so edia more one kebabua. Abo mujumedie ni so atumi akwa wano wano se da be o ma Ghana de shi bia ebenya eyi wo dwumedie so mfa so
ba mitumi bua twebodonfo se yenye sa dry season tomatoes you bia ka be bua pa because afi bia na nka yeye tete no nyina na efre bibi petra ebua amankranfo no ba munya ne ma no kama pa esi ameka se kura okobushia twebodom ha mo aduan to se na ma na ya kese akase ebebre ateche mu die no bi nti senka ban na bua ya anka be bua pa na niema no so ade ni aduma no nyame ni ne bua den fertilizer bo so too much fertilizer bo so too much seed na sisi aba cobra na tenga na giva na yedua ni na ne bua den kora nti nka ban be bua ya na nka yesre trade minister for trade and ofoso ejale yesre pa senka otidi ameka ya na nka wa bua ya wa yemwa tobodam de nka na nka ye na nso aduma se yenya bia obeso emu aboye me na yi nti yesre pa
challenges I face in say season is ya na boy dey na the same season e bia so na obokin ti ye pese Ghana ban boy se be ya beti matre kwa imani mo
ye ha no ye ni dam edu tam e pensu na ya ni dam ye dry season ye ni dam na season so no ya na ne bo no e wo soro kakla e ma yenti nke be selese aban no be produce dam ni season ni na bi ama ye se ne yeso akuafo no ye mo be hen ha ye kakla e wo kuawi no
gidi se ya ha no aban e boya ye betima ye adwuma no Ghana enko for ntus sisia no dry season no e ha no hede ni isu bebre ye de ye se adwuma no bi gidi se saban no etim e ma boreholes e na dam ahodo
to feed Ghana dry season no. Nim say saa time no a yeli baabi e be yo intra omu.
Enkane no ansa na nka obehu si wo bi ahye braces ewo ne se no na chese wakọ eye hospital ama eye wona ehwe esin mu yarege akire de se bia ne simu ntokuro dọọso ana se ne se no ewo so hye braces na eniema bi etuto yie nanso ene kamia yesa aba be ya ade a obia eye bie san so pese won sere eye fentu be hu ano akosese bie ede egu nso so no enama eye Dr. Kwabena Kodua wakwadere ewo mwona wo hye esin ho yare mu hodi esin ho dwuma wakwadere wo se adwumadie no yie pa no wakasa ede ato abontene se ene yi be hye obi a obotire hye eyelashes kra wasan se me hye sen ede ka ho ansa na nka wo be hye wo sene de wo se nka wo hu eye dentist ama na kire wo se we kra na beboa wo sene na kwan kra wo hye obefa so obetreat wo sena emma eye side effect bia emma nenso eni ye komia se eye suatra ena ma obia ehye bi nti obesre se wona ababa ya ade bia ehye won woni ma de kro nti ehye won nenso pese osere eye fenti no hye no obesre se won teto so kakra empo ahye bi dada nso ahye dentist bi ekira kwan ne kwan nche ne koti afutu ebeboa na wona ehye eye adokotafo ama won krata na ase ama won ho kwan so betumi ahye kra no emra kakra bata ho a ebo won se no ho ban na empese wo a wan kasa akoto e de ahye wo so nti obesre se ben wona enimu de efa esen ho no ntufo se de be adachi bia enko fensu so boni bia emre wo sen
se suatra ye betumi aka ne sa bi ohun se ne fe na opese o hye aha enti fashion braces no and braces ne ade a ye funny say a medical device and a dental device ye di treat bibi enti say bia say o se no bia only problem bia na say boni beka say malocclusion so o se na bia spaces bi wo mu en hye ebi wa ha akeka bom bebre aha so when this problem now you don't need to wear braces because braces no say o sha if you no more problem I almost more advice on how to care about their teeth and gums. Say there be other complications. Inti say you be a unisa problem ni be in the first place. You don't need to put on. Inti person we should be a so who doctor na or examine or no who an a dentist no examine or no who say who here say obe should be then now why am fashion braces in the idea say there are a lot of dangers associated with it because ana nkofo no be help nkofo na amo ye ne bebre na amo nye qualified dentist amo ko hu school amo ko training bia enti se oko sankofo no na so amo ye mawa it's most likely say bia obenya complications because say no say as I say moving on in a particular way say bia o wan fasa kwan no so anya o se ne kura betimi etu efri ho na betimi anya gum issues any other complications not even before na any ho enti eno de ade a as I say obi atwe ne ho free ho
yentu ansemi so ewe apoye mantemu eye ko foridue na okopie mu ewo hono ma ade a eye hifra ahihye eye dwumadi sonko ade ama eye apomdin adwuma yefo ewo hosa nurse adokotafo na afenso wona hodo a aka wahihye eye nkyerechire ade ama won sani a wakwa kosua ewo school mu no wo hwe na wasan so aka won niema bi se de beye beboa no dwumadi a wodi se eye apomdin eye mpanimfo ana senhwesofo no etumi akonkan wo manga ne mazititiro no wona ewo apoye mantemu eye ko foridua
we go and we see that there is no proper waste segregation. So they mix infectious waste with general waste, and that is worrying too, because it can cause a lot of problems to the patients. So these and many more are some of the gaps that health sees and the register, taking it upon himself to ensure that this gap is closed. These lapses are risks to human life. When we bypass standards, we are not saving costs. We are gambling.
Yanso ensemi so ewo enkan pumpini mantemu eye tema central ene okopie mu ewo hono ma dihye binum ewo hono anu dem yie pa wonsem nyina ɛne sɛ yɛade demolition exercise bi ɛkɔ so hɔ no mampanimfo ama wɔn kaeɛ ɛne ɛwu adwuma mu ane afrɛ waka akyerɛ sɛ brɛfie na wodan ne yɛduri ɛwɔ si ɛbasa nso ana antwa yie nti wɔbɛsrɛ sɛ aban no nhwɛ no ntu ho anamo mprempren mfama wɔn ɛsiane sɛ wɔn a ɛyɛ mpanimfoɔ yɛasɛe wɔn fie no ɛnya agorɔ bebree mprempren beebi odi wɔn ti bɛtɔ kora no ɛho ɛɛdi yie nti wɔbɛsrɛ aban no sɛ wɔnhwɛ no ntu ho anamo pa bi mfama wɔn.
Membra sisi a beba bedu ya no na TM before any soldier for ni nyina e wa ha no ma omudwiri area ni nyina egu metwi ben engineer no abisa no de asi asa na omububu ha omutre se company na e wo ya chi ha no mu no omoto asase no e de ama 5-star company energy drink omo ye energy drink no omoto asase na e wo anim ha no e de ama company no na misi o say sa krapo na omuto asase no edima company ni krapa sa at least I was so mumbo ye nka ye be 3 months na say e bia mumma ye time na ye ni nkrofo ni nkasa e bia ye betimi allocate omo ba bi fufra na ye nka wansem ba omu si order from above say omu ba dwiri gu nti say ye wo bibi kan dia ye nko bisa ye mayor bubu no dosu ba uba bubu obi a at least no I was so ubo nipa ni nka ya na say e bia bibi wo honu ma ye betimi aye anasa ye betimi allocate omo ba bi fufra ye ntu nu ho anamo asana ye bia other people na omu esa threat omu so omu be san ba bubu no asana omu akoso. For now they are about 2,600 plus. For now the people who are infected right now they are about 2,600 plus inti yesremo omu amu gwabonti sisi ade 2,000 plus eko inti yesremo because adeni sunu obi no mu di omu niama eko ye nim ba bia omu ko nti ye bia so omu ba back there ye di omu su di no ebeka listen no.
All of us cannot we don't have the means. All of us cannot have the means. All the figures are not equal. Are you getting me? Some of us have to live here and work. Are you getting me? If they say this area is not a residential area, so nobody should live here. Nobody should live here. Then why is it that companies around, they have residential buildings inside their company and people are living there and they are working there? That's right. If that is the case, then all of us should live in that area. You come here, you work. When you close, you go.
Think of what baby. And you pay for no. I pay for 8. About time for young bank because of when Tom to me go school and telling na in so quite a bin dale. I saw that for the via can be dry today and nimpona say nima mo phone bra asamato. Nti boafo biala ma emwabia mo ba boa yesramu ekintankora oho ye ni ba biako se ye ni ska so aye di be ko ye kromsu nti yesramu a mo ba boa ye ni wo hasa na kopa na we ya beto ko we no wa ha beti anu mo 35 years ni apipi ba ya mo ba mo ye iso ma ba ni
Prime Anopa no nsia kase eno ani gusu a wo hweye to ansem isu ani efi o man Ghana ni ediani atwemu ewo bi man so ensem yen hyase ewo Congo ene ewu kopie mu ewo hono ma man panyini awo Congo eyesa so ingezu ena abato komisa ena afensu quarter ewo hono asan so yino anase apaw no se o man panyini san so de aba ahyehye so no eya man panyini abato hyehye so ewo Congo no no
that extends his decades-long rule. The Constitutional Court announced the results late on Saturday, confirming a new 5-year term following the March 15 vote. The court said Sassou Nguesso won an absolute majority with 94.9% of ballots cast on a reported turnout of nearly 66%. One of his 6 challengers, Dave Mafula, tried to have the poll annulled, but judges rejected his complaint. Sassou Nguesso first led Congo-Brazzaville from 1979 to 1992 under a one-party system, then returned to power in 1997 after a civil war. Since 2002, he has been re-elected 5 times in a vote critics say were neither transparent nor fully democratic. Now one of Africa's longest-serving leader, his supporters credit him with bringing stability, but rights groups accuse his government of persecuting opponents. Two challenges from the
Yemfo bi man so nsam nkopie mu e China ene ukopie mu e ho no magedie nkita hudie da China ena afenso ye Seychelles entem na yade a wahye mu kine yi pa e ya manaman mienu yi e bom homodin bia senkita hudie a e fa dwadie ho ena afenso sika sem ho de obehwe no wahye mu kina sada be ye beboa na manaman mienu nyina enya won ho mfaso.
The blue economy and digital innovation. This comes as Chinese Vice President Han Zheng is visiting Seychelles after visiting countries like Kenya and South Africa.
That will allow us to take stock of what we have achieved in different fields: education, health, infrastructure, economy, cultural, environment, and otherwise.
Bilateral trade has stayed strong, reaching $84 billion in 2024. China mainly exports high-tech products, including smartphones, advanced camera systems, and mechanical and electrical goods, while Seychelles primarily ships seafood. The future development of the bilateral ties is now turning offshore as both nations are looking towards blue economy. They are now working together on sustainable fisheries and protection for the
Nigeria ya diara hosem esi wo honom yiye pa eye enkane mampanyina wo honom eyon munyan lanwan eye 0 ene wato nananom ewo nsie de no onya mfinhia eye eduwotwe ennan 84 years ne wobu eye Nigeria man no eye mfinhia eye 1994 enkosi eye 1999 ene odibu Nigeria man tie na okopie mu ewo eye Nigeria ya de omode nam yensa esi honoma omudi sunu omudi charge ajo ediakai eye wonimunyamfo eni wapene chiri krabre.
Born on July 3, 1941 in the eastern city of Batna, he joined the National Liberation Army, which fought for independence from French colonial rule. As head of state, Zeroual oversaw a transitional administration and organized Algeria's first multi-party presidential election in 1995, winning by a wide margin. But in 1998, he surpassed the country by cutting short his 5-year mandate, opening the way for Abdelaziz Bouteflika, who went on to rule for 2 decades. Zeroual kept a low profile after leaving office but remained widely respected. The presidency said he died in a military hospital in Algiers after a serious illness. Algeria had
America kranie enensu atoto kakrama na homne so ewo Kenya. Na ni nyine nim se nsu keke ene eto na nsu ne yeda sore ya yante asempayade nsu giri amma na homne so ewo Kenya mprempren pa ama enipa eye wo hanwotwe eye 108 ena ato nananom ewo nse du mprempren ya emu 204 nso de wayera wonye hu ba bi awo.
National Police Service. Flash floods that began on the evening of March 6 have caused widespread destruction across this East African nation, sweeping away dozens of vehicles, disrupting air traffic and damaging key power infrastructure. Authorities say more than 2,700 families have been displaced across the country. And although rainfall has eased in some areas, police are warning that the threat is far from over, as the drainage systems remain clogged and the soil is already saturated, leaving many communities still highly vulnerable to new flooding. Across the country, the floods have disrupted daily life, forcing the closure of schools, rendering roads impassable and interrupting business activity, particularly in low-lying and informal settlements. Kenya experiences seasonal flooding each year, but the scale and intensity of the current crisis have renewed concerns about disaster preparedness and the vulnerability of communities living. Kenya experiences seasonal flooding each year, but the scale and intensity of
Shannon so as a kasi obenye bi ewa be from 20 so Facebook Ashanti Prime TV, YouTube Ashanti Prime TV, and our TikTok and say Ashanti Prime TV ushana wa comment we pia so e de ama onua no no so alike e de amaye ensema me de beso ma no pay e wakase obokwan so na dos ye ne di makuti ni bi enie Vice President Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman e de nsembi eto abontine science na Interior Minister Honorable Mubarak Yemuntaka Mohammed enso ebo CID boss COP Lydia Yakodonko abasu woni nyuma pa wo yensem we ne nsem awdo pie kan ye de besom mo se prime anopa no nsia kase na nsa na mesoresi ono nenne abaya kama woda so yi ye frene Joanna enne wa woda we efri oba pa Esther tiwa ho eno de ma wo se enne akoye wa woda ide Joanna Nyankopɔn enhura na wonyi mfra domu enkwa domu ni ahwehwe nyina irade enfamma bebi a ono na ibesi bi irade ma hono enya wodi Joanna enne ye wa woda Nyankopɔn enhura obebre na ni ahwehwe nyina irade enfamma abusiafo hanom si na brebe makwan ama me de prime anopa no nsia kase no esie di amejeso ene mesna fsat makra obia
bebrene akoso ewo yemmem ha enne nkofo amanso empani se ade achi na se yanti asemfofra enne na yachi na mibiso what in yekoso social media ho bekire aba fontinta fidie ni so woni ne yekoso ewo ho no enne na djebrene tie me adwo adempo me ne mapamfo ewo Ashanti Prime TV ebina da bia enne yawa da bia wabra aboy nyume no nu wabra ye di dwumede onwaso bi ato di prime trend ebre wo prime trend iso ameni mapamfo ye besinkonya ne de nsam a wonte da na mfa wani ehu da egu nsani ni ne abobo mu ne de no kra no ato ne da sanse mpani se di ade ne da no one found to wa eya na free talk afenso wo prime trend so no ye be ma wakonya na so de wadwenkyere aba eni kasa we sanso mu ne se prime trend jumediye mu no afa baby wo a